Hello lovelies, how are you today? And welcome to my channel. My name is Sharon and I'm the sole proprietor of SAEH Body Butter. And I hope you enjoy the next video. Thank you. Hello lovelies, I'm about to rhinestone this tumbler. This is a 16-ounce skinny straight tumbler. And I thought I'd take you along for the ride. I'm going to do, the color is going to be this cobalt blue, which is a pretty blue color. Red is my color, but I saw this blue and I was like, oh my goodness. So I guess you're probably wondering, why am I pouring the rhinestones on this template? Because this is how I'm going to rhinestone my tumbler. I'm creating a rhinestone wrap because I personally don't have the patience to glue stone by stone by stone. Now I know some people think it's therapeutic, but I've tried with this. I did that top and I couldn't wait till I got finished. So I knew if that little bit would have took me out, I can imagine what doing the whole tumbler would have done. I probably would have been in a straitjacket. But anywho, this is what I'm going to do. Attempt anyway. I've never done this before and I saw it on YouTube and I thought I would give it a try. I say I can do that. That looks easy. Or easier, I'll put it that way. Can you see that blue? Doesn't it look pretty? So I'm just gently rubbing the stones in a circular motion until I think most of the area is covered. And then I gently brush the stones off. There may be a few that didn't go into place and I would use my rhinestone pen and manually put them in place as not to disturb the stones that are already in place. I'm slowly, gently brushing off the excess stones as not to disturb the stones that are already in place. I don't want to be too aggressive in all my hard work. Okay. I think I'll get my rhinestone pen and take it from here. There was a silver stone in that pack. Give me some light. So as not to make this video too long, I will bring you back after I get everything in place and I'm ready to apply the transfer tape. Okay, all the stones have been brushed in place and I've cleaned up the excess stones. So now I'm trying to get my transfer tape off of the backing. And then I'm gonna go down and try and hopefully successfully pick them all up and none of the stones come out of place. I go in a U shape and hopefully I can get it centered. Sometimes I be off centered and hopefully I'm not blocking, but I need to get up close so I can see. That looks to be about right. So I'm just rubbing it. Rubbing it just in case some of the stones were shifted because of the static from the transfer tape, and rubbing it so that they can stick to the transfer tape. And then I will slowly pull it off and place it back on the backing until I'm ready to adhere it to for the next step. And I don't know if you can see it, but some of the stones right here didn't come up. So what I would do is lay that tape back down and rub it again. And you want to pull the tape slowly because sometimes if you're aggressive, you can knock some of the stones off the tape. So far, so good. Alrighty. Look like I picked up some of the excess stones that were on the table. Now I get my backing, put that on there so that the transfer can be safe and secure. rub that in place and flip it over. And there's my transfer. So I will bring you back when I get to the next step. Okay, the next step is I have my Teflon sheet on the heat press. I have it at 305 and I'm going to do it for 6 seconds. The next product that I'm going to use is this HTV Bling anything. And what it's going to do, it's going to make a big sticker of what I'm trying to adhere to the tumbler. So you have a shiny side and you have a dull side. We're going to lay down, my next product that I'm using is the glitter heat transfer vinyl. So I'm going to press the glitter heat transfer vinyl to the HTV Bling anything. Okay, that looks like that is covered good. And I'm going to put the Teflon sheet on top. And we're going to press this for about 6 seconds. And this is a cool peel. So after that cools down, I will pull off the protective cover that's on top of the glitter heat transfer vinyl. I would apply my rhinestones on top of that and then press that to the glitter HTV. So let me get an old t-shirt. We're going to pull this off. And I'm going to rub it down to help cool it. And this will allow me to pull off that protective covering that's on the HTV vinyl. Alrighty, pulling that covering off, and then I'll put it back on the heat press. And let me get my rhinestone transfer. Okay, let's see if I can get the transfer on top of the glitter without any of my stones. Falling off. Okay, it looks like I need to trim some of this some of my transfer tape so it won't give me a problem in the end. Okay, I have the rhinestone transfer on top of the glitter heat transfer vinyl. I will put the Teflon sheet on top. I need to bring the temperature up. (10 degrees for the rhinestone, and it needs to set for about 12 seconds. Okay, we're going to press the rhinestone to the glitter heat transfer vinyl. 350 for 12 seconds, medium firm pressure. We're going to let that cool off slightly, and then we're going to pull off the transfer tape. And then I'm going to turn it on the back side and press it again at 350 for about 5 seconds. If I can see where the transfer tape is. All right, go slowly, make sure all the stones. And they did. All right. Let's go, let's go. Put that transfer tape back on the backing because I can use that again. All righty, we're going to put that back on the heat press. Teflon sheet. Take it down for about 5 seconds. And that will ensure that the rhinestones, the glue is fully activated and is stuck on your heat transfer vinyl. Because once you put it on your tumbler, you don't want any of your stones falling off, right? And also pressing it on the other side, it helps flatten it out some, because sometimes with all that heat, it makes the heat transfer vinyl curve. So that straightens it out. So we're going to let that cool off. Let me put it back on my upper table. And then you guys can see. So we're going to leave that there and let that cool off, and then I will trim around. This goes around the lid. This part goes around the lid, and that goes on the cup. So I'll just let it cool off, and we will trim around it so as not as much of the heat transfer vinyl will be showing. And then we will put it on the tumbler. Okay, now let me start by cutting this design. I think I'll work on the top first. This goes on the top. Of course, I'll need to trim it some more, but I want to put it around the top to make sure I don't trim too much. But it should be cut close to the rhinestone. Yep. Alrighty, I'm just trimming my design, and I'm letting the rhinestones be my guide, because I cannot cut straight. Okay. This is my rough cut, and I still want to test it on here. Alrighty, I can cut a little bit more off of the top and the bottom. Whoa, I dropped it. Alrighty. Wow, I cracked it. Let me trim this off the edge. Okay. Alright, I have that edge. I can cut this edge off. I don't want to cut the other edge off, so I can pull off the backing. Okay, I can still trim this a little closer to the rhinestones, using the rhinestone as my guide. And I can trim some more of the bottom. Using the rhinestone as my guide. Okay, I think that should do it. That's how it's looking. Let me do one more test. Okay, here goes nothing. I think I'll pull from this end first because the other end I have to trim it, but I don't want to trim it until I get close to closing it off. Okay, so that's the backing, and this part is sticky. That part right there is sticky. I'm going to use my index finger and my thumb well, at least I thought I was, to try to keep it straight. As I go around the rim of the tumbler. Let me go back and make sure everything is looking straight. Okay, now I can trim. Let me see. Yes, I can trim using the rhinestone as my guide. And I can trim some more off of this side because I do have a overlap. And I still have an overlap. Let me pull this up and I trim close to that edge using the rhinestone as my guide. And I think we are cooking with oil. Okay, and here we have it. I'll turn it slowly, and that's my seam right there. I'll press it down so hopefully it won't be as noticeable. Okay, that's how the top looks. I'll put it on top of the tumbler, and that's how the top looks. Not too bad. Now I did the smaller part, the easier part first to pump me up for the big part. So let me move my debris out the way and we will start on that. So let me take the top off. And hopefully I don't drop the cup and crack that. Let me show you where I cracked it at. And you see that crack right there? You won't really be able to notice it once it's on the cup, but this is my my personal cup. Have some. Right now I'm just trimming off the extra HTV anything, just to see the coverage. Well, let me trim it off on the sides as well. Alrighty, let me do a dry fit. For some reason, this seems off. It doesn't seem like the template is straight. Hopefully, I printed out the right one, but we shall see. All right, I'm going to do a little trimming to get close to the stones. Alrighty, I'll clean up my trim up top. Alrighty, I can trim a little bit more. Okay. Whoa. I was getting ready to drop that cup. So what I am going to do is take the backing off and cut a slit in the middle and put the backing back on so I won't have the entire thing exposed. If I can pull it off. I think I got it. Alrighty. Okay. Okay, I cut that part off. And I'm going to put it back on the right hand side. I'll cut a slit right here so that the middle can be exposed. And I'll put this back on the left hand side. And that way, hopefully that will give me an opportunity to position this on the cup and make sure everything is straight before I put the entire thing on there and then have problems pulling it off. I'm going to spray some Rapid Tack. So that will give me a little working room. Let me wipe off of the tumbler. I see some handprints on there. Okay. And let's see here. I'm going to do it standing up first. Trying to get it straight. That's not straight. It's going down on the side. Okay, let me see if I can get this thing centered and aligned that it's not leaning to the left. Okay. Looks pretty good to me. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it. So I'm gonna pull off this side. If I can get a hold of it. And tack that down. Okay, I haven't pressed that down real hard yet because I want to make sure that my seams meet up. Okay, I need to trim this part off. Okay, and look like I can trim off a little bit more because I have a little overlap. But I have to be very careful that I don't trim off too much and then I'll have a open space. So I have to pull a cup up close to my eyes and hopefully you guys can still see it. Ooh, I think I cut too close. We shall see. can trim a little bit more. But you know how your brain yelling at you, stop, stop, don't do it. One more trim and we should do it. I noticed one of my stones must have shifted under the press. Okay, I think that'll do it. That stone right there shifted on me. Alrighty, I'm gonna pull the other side of this backer off. And I will pull this in place, and hopefully everything will meet up. I'm pressing it down. It looks like I still have overlap. So what I'm going to need to do is trim a little on the other side. And that's why I didn't press that side down firm in case I needed to lift it up. But since I just pressed it, you still have some working room before it sticks. And hopefully I'm not trimming too much on this side, because if I am, then I'm going to be short in more ways than one. Okay, hopefully that will do it. I think that will do it. Let me press it down. Wow. That looks pretty good. I mean, that seam looks good that I'm staring on it and I can't even see it. Oh, I spoke too soon. It done popped up on me. All right. Let me press it down. And you see I'm pressing down kind of hard, so these stones are stuck on here. They are stuck. They are stuck. Okay. This is the tumbler. This is the tumbler, and my seam is right there. But not too bad. Not too bad. Let me see if I can line seam up to seam. Okay, I see a little bit up top where I need to trim. Right here on top, I need to trim some of that heat transfer vinyl. I didn't do a good job right there. I'll get my X-Acto knife and slice that off. But for the most part, let me see if I can back you up so you can see the whole thing. There we go. For the most part, I'm happy with it. I am happy with it. So that's how you bling out an entire tumbler without having to place it stone by stone by stone. And what I'm going to do is, just to make sure that this seam is secure, I'm going to pull it up again and I'm going to put some liquid fusion in there and then place it down so I know that that seam won't pop up on me. You don't have to, but I just want to be for sure. And that's my tumbler. Alrighty guys, I will talk to you later. Bye bye.